Was it? Yeah, music was fun today, wasn't it?
Yeah, what was the funny part? We were doing as Jill said, I want my mommy, and what other Jill said, I love my mom.
Yes, I'm so glad y'all had fun in music. It was a good music class today. And hello, Catherine. Hello, Finn. And it looks like Charles is joining us. Wonderful. We'll give everybody a couple more minutes to get here, and then we'll go ahead and start. But let's check and see what's next on our schedule before we start. We checked off music. So next we have foundations, and then science, and then story time. Then, if you want, you can have a nice long break in the afternoon and do Spanish with Maestra, okay? All right, so next on our schedule is foundations. We are gonna do, normally on Thursdays, we do our sorting activity, right? We sort between which pictures start with which letter, between whatever 2 letters we were working with that week, right? So we did P and J this week. But look, we're gonna be sorting. Hi, Aya. Hi, Charles. We're gonna be sorting between 4 letters this week. So it's gonna be twice as hard, but y'all are gonna do great, and I'll help you. We'll do it together. Okay, we're gonna do P and J, because those are the letters we learned this week. But what other letters are we also doing? We're also doing E and R, because those are some letters that we already learned that we did last week. We're gonna do 4 letters of sorting. Oh my goodness. So before we start, let's go over all 4 letters so we make sure that we know what sounds, okay? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna have echo out. So first it'll be my turn to say it, and then when I show you echo, then it'll be your turn, okay? So my turn first, here we go. E, ed, eh. Now your turn. Awesome. E, ed, eh. So E makes an S sound. Here we go. My turn first, then your turn. My turn first. R, rat, r. Your turn. Good. So R makes a r sound. Okay, here's the ones that we did this week. My turn first. P, pan, p. Your turn. Very good. So P makes a p sound like pan. Last letter we're going to review. My turn first. J, jug, jump. Oh, let's try that again. I heard so many voices, but you know what? It was just my turn first, right? You only say it when I show you echo. You ready? So just my turn first. J, jug, jump. Now it's your turn. Here's echo. Wonderful. So J makes a jump sound like jug. Okay, are y'all ready to get started on our sorting? So at home, here's what you're gonna need. And if you're in the classroom, I'll pass it out, or my class helper will pass it out, Vina. But here's what you're gonna need at home. You're gonna need, oh, is it Adeline this week? You're right, it's Adeline. You're gonna need the piece of paper that looks like this with a P, an E, a J, and an R on it. And look, here's my big one. So we'll do it together. There's my P, there's my J, there's my E, there's my R, just like yours. And then you're also going to need the piece of paper that looks like this, that has, now mine has little circles around it. Yours might not at home, but that's okay. You're going to need the jellyfish, jellyfish. You're going to need jog. Well, actually, that one could be jog or run. It's up to you. You're going to need the penguin, the pumpkin, the elephant, the pie, the rhino, the jet, the jump rope, and the elf. All right, you're going to cut them out. You're gonna glue them where they belong. Raise your hand, Adeline. And then, if you have time, you can color them in once they're all glued on. All right, I'm gonna get these passed out to the kids in class and we're gonna get started. So you'll need these 2 pieces of papers and you'll need scissors and a glue stick. All right, yes, Adeline. Oh, you don't want to? Okay, that's fine.
I can pass that around if you want.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
I'm passing out. I'll pass them out.
Can you just give this to me?
I will pass them out.
Oh, maybe you'll be class helper. Please sign your name. If you'll be class helper next week.
Nina. Yes.
Elliot, please give me some pollen.
Colin.
Elliot, please give me to you. Elliot, please give this to Adeline. Don't take it for a thing. She's right behind you. And give this one to Ford. Last one, Abby. Thank you, Ford.
And four. What about milk?
There's that one. Yep. Rhino. We're doing the R area, right? Nice work. You forgot that. So,
Wait, Nancy, I have an idea. But when all of us are 12 and 6, maybe you can make it all around and you can see what you'll
yeah, when y'all are all sick. I love how everybody got right to work and is working so hard. Y'all are so good at this. So, Colin, are you cutting out all your pictures? Let's put the pencil away and get your scissors out. Good. Let's go ahead and cut out all those pictures. Well, we got to cut out first. Then if you have time, you can color it in and draw.
Not finished yet. Not finished. I bet you.
Good. Now it's finished. Now you can start cutting out your pictures. Okay, so make sure you're doing your best cutting on this, right? Try to cut on the lines the best you can.
I need all that. But I like that.
Yeah. I just wanted a taller desk. So, Colin, are you cutting out the pictures that I passed out? That's what you should be cutting out on the line.
Another one. And then stuck another one. Oh, little penguin. Oh, that's so cute.
So cute. you're supposed to be cutting out.
So you got me more paper. Then I have forgot this one. So you want this mistake. So arrows, I know. Now I'm going to do this.
Good.
Ta-da! What is it?
Just do the best you can. No big deal.
Sorry, Penguin.
Cool.
Sorry, Penguin. I'm on the second one. I'm on the last one. I'm on the last one. I'm on the girl running. I'm on the girl running.
Cool.
I'm on the girl. Is this a pie? Or like
Yes.
a baby finger
Puff-
and maybe
puff
more.
pie.
I already did jump ball. Well, and L. I make the
So cute.
Is
Help
this
with your glue stick? Okay, bring it up here and I'll open it. Good, you cut the penguin. Where are you gonna glue it, Colin? Where does Puff Penguin need to go?
Miss Vanderandy, I have a problem.
Puff Penguin.
Good job.
Nice.
Miss Vanderandy.
Glue it in the P area. Puff Penguin.
Miss Vanderandy. Miss Vanderandy. Miss Vanderandy.
Hi, Papa, yeah.
Vanderandy.
Oh, well, that's okay. You can glue them a little bit on top of each other if you need to.
Vanderandy.
All right, how's it going, kids at home? Are you cutting out all those paper, all those pictures? And
Vanderandy, I
gluing?
have a problem. The pictures are
Ooh,
way
I
too
very
big.
good. I did the jump rope
the
in the
pictures are way
day.
too
Very
big.
nice. So I'm gonna put these up here. And we're almost time to figure out where they all belong. We'll do it together. I'll put all of them over here on the side, and then together we can figure out where they belong. And maybe you're already starting to glue them where they belong. Oh, so good. So do your best job cutting them all out. Wow, great cutting, Elliot.
Because you can't use your eyes. I don't understand. This is mine.
Nice job. Cord looks great so far. Good job cleaning up your recycling, Elliot. Thank you. Keep your area nice and clean. That's so nice.
One, jump, up. And we came up with 27.
Keep it cutting.
Yeah, it was
Keep
came
cutting.
up with 27. One, yeah, it was
I love how you put penguin and pie in the P because you good job, Colin. Oh, yeah. You know that's an R, right, Colin? Good.
Yeah. I got my penguin and he already got.
Yes. Whoa, Adeline, that's fantastic. You can start coloring it in now. Awesome. All right, here's the right lean over right? Wonderful, Adeline. Great cutting, Elliot.
I did the person running, the
Yeah.
elephant, the pumpkin, the pie, and
Awesome.
the
Good
jelly.
job.
I just eating. Elliot's cutting this out.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're following the directions, Adeline.
Four more to go. I have four more to go.
Okay, some of you are starting to getting ready to glue them on. I know some of you at home are probably already gluing them on, which is awesome. I'm going to start gluing my big one together.
I'm done.
Check your work, okay?
I'm done.
I'm going to start with the elf, but you can start with any one you want. I'm starting with a tricky one. Elf. Which letter makes an sound like elf? The E, that's right. So I'm going to glue my elf in the E section. Let's see, which one should I do next? I think I'm going to do the little penguin next. Thank you, Wheeler. The penguin. 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 What letter makes the sound? A P. So I'm going to glue my penguin in the P area there. There we go. I think I'm going to do the pumpkin next. I think I'm going to do the pumpkin next. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. That's another P, right? We just figured out that P makes that puff sound like penguin and pumpkin. Next I'm going to do the rhinoceros. Rhino. Which letter makes the R sound? The R. Good job, Wheeler and Catherine. The R. Rhino. I'm going to glue my rhino in the R box. Colin, careful with the scissors. I need you to keep cutting off the pictures. All right, next I think I'm going to do the jellyfish. 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 Which letter makes a sound? Which letter? Yeah, the J. J makes a sound. So I'm going to glue my jellyfish there. Let's keep going. Ooh, I'm going to do another tricky one. This is an elephant. Elephant. Ford and Harrison say an E. Elephant. Yeah, because E makes an sound like elf and elephant. Eh, eh. Let's see, next I'm going to do my jet. J, j, jet. What sound do you hear at the beginning of jet? J, j, jet. I hear a j sound. And which letter makes the j sound? The J. So there's my jet next to J. Awesome, Wheeler.
I only need the elf to do.
Okay, then I'm gonna do, okay, this one, you can decide which two letters you want to put this one in. You get to decide if this person is running and put it in R, or you can decide if this person is jogging and put it in J. It's up to you. You decide that this person is running or jogging, okay? I'm going to put her in the R section. I think she's running, but you can think she's jogging and put her in J. All right, next I'm going to do the jump rope. Jump rope. That's a J sound, so that's a J. And my very last one looks like a super yummy pie. Pie. What letter makes the sound? That's a P. So P makes a sound like penguin, pumpkin, and pie. All right, everybody, we're still working on our sorting in the classroom. I'm going to leave this up here so y'all can see it if you're still working on it at home, okay? All right. Okay, thank you. I saw that. You had it right. Okay, I'm going to cut that jet out. Good. All right, you ready to glue?
That's what I did. One, two, three, that's what I did. That's what I did.
Very nice. Yeah.
One.
It is a number order. Oh my gosh, you're right, Ford. That's fantastic. Are you going to color them in or are you ready to put in your red folder? Okay. I love it. Yeah, jets are pretty cool. Let's do a tricky one next year. Elf goes. Elf goes in the E area, right? Come on. Finish a little bit. So E. And be ready. You find it. So you get to make some back. No, wait a second. I thought you were going to glue elf in the E area. There we go. Now, where does jump rope go? In the J. Very good. What about rhino? In which letter? In the R. Good. Rhino. And what about the elephant? You are all finished. Okay, come on, let's put that glue stick back. So top on. Good. Put your glue stick cap back on. You can get a tissue, but put your glue stick cap back on.
I got my daddy thinking.
Nice job, everybody. Hey. Awesome. Let's put that in your back in your red. come right over to look at it. Coloring, wonderful coloring. Okay, everybody, it looks like we're starting to finish up in the classroom. How are y'all doing at home? Oh, Charles, you're showing me. Awesome job, Charles. Wonderful. Does anybody else at home want to show me? Oh, and Finn, too. Awesome job, Finn. I love how you use the colored paper, too. That makes it extra fun. And Adeline wants to show you hers that she did, so come on up, Adeline. Okay, let's see Adeline's work here. Beautiful work, Adeline. Wonderful coloring. So, man, this was hard, right? The sorting with 4 letters was twice as hard as the sorting with 2 letters. But y'all did great. Okay, if you're still, Harrison, Colin, if you're still working on it, that's okay. You can keep working on it. Take your time. There's no rush. But we're going to do some checking off on our schedule. Let's come on over here. And we're going to check off foundations. Y'all did a wonderful job. Raise your hand quietly. Y'all did a wonderful job with your foundation sorting. Next on our schedule is science. But before we start science, Ford is raising his hand. He wants to show you his work too.
I only had time to color in a few.
Okay, he only had time to color in a few, but he got all the sorting right.
I only had time to color in the pumpkin, the penguin, and the jellyfish.
Awesome. Very nice coloring, Ford. Okay. So now that we're done with foundations and we're going to start science, we get to do something pretty fun for science today. You know how we've been learning about bats this week in science? And we learned that most bats either eat fruit or insects. Vampire bats eat blood. Some bats even eat nectar from flowers. And some bats even eat like fish and frogs and things like that. But most of the bats around here eat insects. Most of the bats around here use echolocation, eat insects. So we learned so much about bats. We're going to do something fun for bats in science today. We are going to make little bat decorations that you can hang in your house. Yes, Ford.
Some bats actually eat other bats.
Cool. So here's what you're going to need to make our little bat decorations. I'm going to explain to you how to do it. And then if you're in the classroom, I'll help you do it. And if you're at home, you might need a grown-up or an older brother and sister's help for this one, okay? Just warning you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a piece of black construction paper, and you're going to need something to trace with. I'm going to use a white colored pencil because white colored pencils show up really well on black paper, but you can use a regular pencil if you want. It's up to you. And you're going to need a piece of yarn, a piece of string, anything you want to make your bat decoration hang upside down. Ford, please sit down and raise your hand. And here's how, please sit down and raise your hand.
I'm going to go off my knee.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to trace our handprint to make little handprint bats. And our fingers and hands are going to be the wings, and our thumbs are going to be the bat faces. So kids in the classroom, I'm going to help you with the tracing. Kids at home, you probably need a grown-up to help with the tracing. Adeline, raise your hand, please. So here's what they're going to look like when they're all done. You're going to put your palms together, and a grown-up will help you trace your palms. Then you can draw a little bat face for your bat. And then I'm going to tie a string to the top, and you can hang your bat decoration anywhere you want in your house that your parents say is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hang this right up here, this little bat decoration, so y'all can see it at home.
Are we going to keep it there?
And then I'm going to have to help the kids in the classroom quite a bit with this one, okay? But kids at home, if you have a question or you need help, you can just unmute yourselves and say, hey, Miss Vanderendy, I have a question, and I'll come back over, okay? All right, so here's what we're working on. If we have time, I'm also going to read The Magic School Bus Going Batty. if we have time, okay? All right, and if we don't have time to read it during science, maybe I'll just read it in story time. All right. Okay, everybody, kids in the classroom, I'm gonna come around one at a time, and I'm gonna trace your hands to make your bat, and then you can cut it out. Just out of line. You're not. Adeline, did you have a question? Oh, I have one, sweetie. I'm gonna do the tracing, and you'll do the cutting, so don't worry. Okay, so you're gonna cut one hand like this, and I'll do your other hand then.
I want to make a butterfly.
Here. It's gonna sort of look like a butterfly.
Yeah. That is up and pat it turn up and the back
Tail area.
and another one goes in here. And I put
There's its head.
and I paint it
And then a
okay. And I have
all right, that's what you cut out.
and I have paint everywhere.
I know we're all being so patient over there. We haven't gotten to you yet. One here. Perfect. And then put your other hand right here. Oh, I think I'm going to do it just to make sure that we have time to finish. Okay, lift up. Then, here's your back body. Here,
I don't like that.
your back
I
head.
like only that.
You can draw the head too, the face if you want.
All right, yeah.
All right, that's what you cut out. Wow, you're ready, huh?
Yeah, I have to draw the butterfly.
It's gonna kind of look like a butterfly, but we've been learning about that, right?
But I don't like
But you can train yours into a butterfly.
They're like scary.
Oh, I don't think they're scary. I think they're so helpful because they eat insects for us, right? But you can pretend yours is a butterfly if you want. It's up to you.
Are you making a butterfly?
Yes, you can do yours. Look.
Think, are you going to draw the butterfly face?
Yeah, you can draw the face if you want. All right, that's what you cut out. You don't want to know
But why butterflies don't have
Thank you,
four?
Adeline, for being so
And butterflies cannot use other locations. You don't have four.
That can be your antenna.
I don't like butterflies. Why? Because they don't use echolocation like that.
And we do still pollinate flowers, right? They're still pretty important because they pollinate things.
But I don't pollinate them.
Okay, you don't have to.
I don't want butterflies.
You'll see that's going to be the head.
You gotta get the shell.
You don't have to draw a face if you don't want to, Adeline.
You gotta get the shell. I do want to know faces because I don't.
Good. Now you can cut it out. All right, how are those bats doing at home? Are y'all doing some good cutting? Nice.
Oh,
He's cutting
I did cut it right now. Now I'm the one sneaky pigeon. I'm gonna draw the one sneaky pigeon. Can you have a pencil to draw the
You have a pencil, but make sure you keep cutting.
I don't know
Well, you gotta look around for it. Where would your pencil be, Colin? Where do you think it would be? Probably in your pencil box, right?
Maybe.
What a nice space. I love this.
No.
Look in your pencil box.
Not in my.
Keep looking until you find it.
I don't see it. We can use another pencil.
No, I think you need to find yours. Keep looking. You'll find it.
But mine has stains.
Ooh.
I don't have anywhere to draw the pencil. I'm just an ad on this tile. I'm just making it simple. I can learn my paper.
Before you finish,
Mine has stains too.
upside down. That's okay, I'll take it back on. No big deal.
I got one fidget hidden.
That's you.
It doesn't look like Lola. Mom and Daddy know sneaky bitches.
You want me to get some tape, Wheeler, or do you want to use glue? Glue? Okay.
You are baby duck. A baby duck. I'm flying. I'm flying. I'm running. I can fly. I will keep going.
Oh, so I
That's a funny song.
Oh, did you hear
Who did that? You can eat it.
Don't put it on.
Look at that one. You got sneaky pigeon. Ah, sneaky pigeon. Now, I'm waiting for my swing. I'm waiting for my swing. You got sneaky pigeon. I'm on now.
I'll be right there for you. While you're waiting, you can start cleaning everything else up.
You saw a little sneaky pigeon. You got a sneaky pigeon. You were on a back of a fidget pigeon.
Oh, so good. All right. So, Adeline,
Adeline,
that was wonderful. You can put it in the
Thank you.
Sure, but I think it keeps coming out before you're ready for your time. Look at the other side.
I didn't cut it out. The whole off. I cut the pieces.
Yeah, but cut out a little bit more.
I'm ready for my swing.
I'll be right there for it.
That's it.
So good.
It's all cut it. It's all cut it.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Happy Halloween.
So, when you're done, Wheeler, keep working hard, and when you're done, you can put your pencil box away, you can put your bat in your red folder to take home.
Not done.
And Adeline, you can put your bat in your red folder to take home.
Find
touch. You can hold it a little bit.
You're cutting on your sneaky pigeon. Nice job.
We gotta finish up our back. You can finish the rest at home. Yeah, you can finish the rest at home, okay?
I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna have a strain on it.
Okay, so I'll put the string on it, and you clean everything up. So, scissors and glue stick. And that goes in the recycling bin.
All of it to keep it. Doesn't want a sneaky pigeon down.
Yeah.
I got the piece on my keychain. Yeah. Well, you can my key side. Not.
Okay, so Colin, you ready to put your scissors away? Look, no, we keep our pencil box here.
I'm so tired that the tables on the floor.
Good job.
I'm going to the bathroom and book my potty.
Okay, everybody, how are those bats doing at home? We're about finishing up in the classroom, and then we'll start some story time. Finn, yours looks good. I see that string there. Nice bat, Finn. I love it. It's very good. Okay, we're going to start finishing up with our bats, and we're going to do some story time. So you can hang these up in your house somewhere as a Halloween decoration. All right, Colin Harrison, ready to get quiet? I'm going to start reading a book. Ready to get quiet? Okay. And Harrison, you keep on working. No rush. Okay, so we're going to start reading Going Batty, the Magic School Bus. So this is kind of a little bit of science because it's about bats and kind of a little bit of story time. Nice. Everybody's cleaning up their desks in the classroom. Board, you know, clean up your desk. Colin, you want to put your pencil box away? Oh, so this bat says, I wonder where Miss Frizzle will be flying off to tonight. This bat says, you never know. I always thought Miss Frizzle was a little batty. Okay, and the words say, oh, look, a full moon. And the words say, our teacher, Miss Frizzle, loves field trips. In fact, she loves them so much, she even took our parents on one. It all started on Parents' Night. They're going to tell us a story about a field trip that Miss Frizzle took the parents on. We were all busy putting our nocturnal animal display up in the classroom. Everywhere you looked, there were animals that came out at night. Owls, possums, raccoons, moths. The place looks great. The only thing missing was Miss Frizzle, and our parents would be there any minute. Suddenly, the classroom door swung open, and a stranger rushed in. Oh, and then it says, I want to suck your blood. Ah, it's just me, your ordinary creature of the night. Poor Arnold. He thought the visitor was a real vampire, but it was only Ralphie in disguise. Ralphie pulled off his mask and laughed. Knock it off, Ralphie, Keisha said. There's no such thing as real vampires. Ralphie shook his head. That's what you think. He argued, bats are just vampires in disguise. And to prove it, Ralphie read to us from his vampire comic book. The vampire looked around the room of half humans and said, attention, my beloved children. At last, the moment I've been waiting for is here. Wheeler, you almost done? We didn't pay too much attention to Ralphie. We still had to prepare a display in the attic, too. We climbed the stairs carrying stuffed possums, coyotes, nighthawks, and bobcats. Whoa, it's kind of dark up here, Wanda exclaimed. Why don't I get a flashlight? Ralphie offered. Keisha laughed. What's the matter, Mr. Vampire? Expert? Afraid of the dark? I'm not afraid. I just can't see, that's all, Ralphie said. Maybe you can't see, Ralphie, Carlos said. But the bat up there can. Ford, there's some more in your black bin, okay? A small brown bat hung upside down from one of the attic beams. The little guy was fast asleep. Wow, Dorothy Ann said excitedly. A real creature of the night. Whoosh, the bat woke up and flew right over our heads. And she says, don't hurt it. Keep looking till you find him. Don't let it get me. I don't want to be turned into a vampire. Just then, we heard a creaking noise coming from the wooden beams above. There was a blast of wind. It was a large creature. They swung down from above, half human, half bat. Good evening, class, the teacher said in a scary Transylvanian accent. So she said, good evening, class. We all breathed a big sigh of relief. It was just Miss Frizzle dressed like a bat lady. Oh, well, keep looking till you find them. They're in there. They're at the very bottom in a bag. I see you found my creature of the night, said Miss Frizzle, pointing to the bat. Come, don't be afraid. Let me show you the secrets of being nocturnal. When you're a creature of the night, you wear the color of night so you won't be seen by your enemies. You stay hidden until the sun has set, and you feed only during the night. So she says, so dark of night and keen of craft, of all night flyers, the master is a bat. That's just the kind of thing a vampire would say. Ralphie, you read too many comic books. You found them, Ford. Good job. Beep, beep. Outside, we heard the magic school bus signaling Miss Frizzle. Our parents had arrived. We were all excited that Miss Frizzle would finally meet our parents. Except Ralphie, that is. Ralphie was convinced Miss Frizzle was really a vampire. Ralphie, stop being such a pain. You think I'm a pain. Just wait. Your attention, please, Miss Frizzle called. I thought for the parents-only portion of the evening, we might go someplace a little bit more breathtaking. We all stared at her. A field trip for our parents? Miss Frizzle turned and headed towards the magic school bus. Come along, I won't bite. And don't worry about your children. They'll be taken care of. That was all Ralphie needed to hear. Yikes, we're next, he gasped. I wonder where Miss Frizzle's taking them, Tim asked as we watched our parents drive off in the magic school bus. Vroom! Just then, Liz pulled up on a very strange-looking motorcycle, complete with sidecars. Well, I don't know, Ralphie replied, leaping into a sidecar, but we have to find out. We each buckled ourselves into a sidecar. With Liz in the driver's seat, we followed the magic school bus way into the country and across a narrow road that led to an island. The bus stopped in front of an old, crumbling castle. Says, follow that bus. My thoughts exactly. We watched through the bushes as Miss Frizzle opened the castle doors. A swarm of bats zoomed out into the dark night. Why would Miss Frizzle bring our parents to a place full of bats? Wanda asked. And mosquitoes, Dorothy Ann added, swatting at the bugs. Because she's a vampire, that's why, Ralphie said. Ralphie, Keisha said, Miss Frizzle can't be a vampire because vampires don't really exist. I'm sure there is a perfectly good explanation for all of this, and I'm going to find out what it is. She ran up to the castle doors. Wanda tried opening the door, but the knob came off in her hand. Her name is Wanda. We certainly weren't getting into the castle that way. Admit it, Ralphie, Keisha said. This vampire thing is a bunch of junk. Ralphie peered into a nearby window. Oh, yeah? Then explain why Miss Frizzle is making our parents drink blood. Ford, put your mask on. Keisha moved over next to Ralphie and looked through the window. Hold it, she called back to us. That's not blood, it's just tomato juice. Carlos slapped at his arm. Get away, you mosquitoes, he yelled. Vampires? Ralphie asked nervously. No, mosquitoes, Carlos answered. A few bats swooped down from a nearby tree. More bats, Ralphie screamed. To the creatures of the night, long may we fly together, says Miss Frizzle. Yes, Feeler. Oh, I'll help you in a second. You leave it on your desk and clean everything else up. We watched in fear as the bats flew closer and closer. The bat circled above Arnold's head. It opens its mouth and captured a mosquito in mid-air. The bats don't want to eat us, Phoebe said. They want to eat all the mosquitoes, which proves that they aren't vampires, Keisha explained. We peeked in the window of the castle. Miss Frizzle led our parents around the corner and into the next room. Hundreds of tiny pink bat babies hung from the ceiling. Aren't those bat babies cute? Phoebe asked. Keisha pointed to a mother bat feeding one of her baby bats. See, Ralphie, she explained. Bats are mammals, not vampires. Their babies drink milk, not blood. Ralphie looked through the window. His face turned white. Get down, he whispered. The Frizz is coming. Ralphie raced across the moonlit courtyard to the magic school bus. Ralphie, what are you doing? Wanda cried out. Get out of here, Ralphie called. Or get us out of here, Ralphie called out from the driver's window. That seemed like a good plan. We followed Ralphie onto the bus. There was, however, one slight problem with Ralphie's plan. Ralphie didn't know how to drive. He looked at the dashboard. He spotted a button with a bat on it. Ralphie pushed the button. The bus swung around wildly. The magic school bus sprouted wings. Its windshield grew eyes and ears popped up from its fenders. The magic school bus had become the magic school bat. Wheeler, good job cleaning your desk. Let's stay quiet over there, then. It was dark outside, and we couldn't see a thing. What if we crash into something? Arnold asked. Uh-oh, big trees right ahead, Wanda called out. We didn't need to worry. The bus flew easily between all the trees. Awesome. How does the bus keep from running into stuff? Carlos asked. It's a bat, that's how, Keisha answered. It knows how to get around in the dark. I think it has something to do with that little ping, ping, ping sound. Every time the magic school bus opened its mouth, it let out a little high-pitched ping, ping, ping. Then its ears would wiggle. I think it's listening to the echo of each ping, Tim said. Well, I don't know about you guys, but that pinging is hurting my ears, Arnold moaned. He put on some earmuffs to muffle the sound. Keisha knew that the pings were really important. When the sound hits an object and bounces back, she explained, the bus hears the echo and knows where the object is. It uses echo to locate, Phoebe thought out loud. Echolocation. Bats don't need to see with their eyes. They can see with their ears. Cool, said Wanda. Bats use sound to get around at night. Come on, Ralphie, admit it, Keisha argued. Bats are cool, and if you were a night animal, you'd want to be one. I would not, Ralphie answered quickly. Then he thought about it. A bat could fly back to the castle in the dark, find a way inside, and save his parents from Count Frizzula. The thought of his mom turning into a vampire made Ralphie so determined that he pushed all the buttons on the dashboard. Ralphie's finger landed on a button that had a picture of a kid with bat wings on it. Before we knew it, we'd all turned into bats. This wasn't exactly what I had in mind, Ralphie admitted, but the rest of us thought turning into bats was kind of exciting. And it says, I love being a bat. I can go up to 60 miles an hour. Please stop making that noise. I'm trying to read. Or snag a moth on the wing with your The wing with your wing. I don't know what that means. Arnold didn't seem to be having any fun. I wish I could turn off the moon, he said with a shiver. Its light is giving me the creeps. Suddenly, Carlos screamed out into the darkness. Owl! Owl alert! Owl alert, Arnold said. Just then, a great horned owl swooped down from a high tree branch. He tried to use his sharp, strong claws to capture Arnold and Tim. Ooh, so bats are the prey and owls are the predators. Owls eat bats. It was a good thing Arnold and Tim were hanging upside down because they could move quickly. They flew out of the owl's way, leaving the big bird with nothing to grab but air. Then they headed to a nearby tree where the rest of us were hanging around. That's why we bats avoid light. Our enemies can see us in it, Keisha explained to Arnold and Tim. At last, the moment I've been waiting for has come, we heard Miss Frizzle say. Prepare yourselves. Who would like to be the first victim? Take me, Miss Frizzle, one of the grown-ups called out. Keisha could barely believe her super sensitive bat ears. Her grandmother was volunteering to be Miss Frizzle's victim? Ralphie was right. The Frizz was a vampire. Keisha flew into the air shaft that led inside the castle. Don't you dare bite my grandmother, she cried out. We couldn't let Keisha battle Count Frizzula alone. We followed her down the air shaft and used echolocation to fly safely through the castle. In the distance, we could hear the grown-ups' voices. I can't believe I let you do this to me, Keisha's grandmother said. My neck will be sore for a week, Ralphie's mother said. Maybe we should have stayed home tonight, Arnold's mother groaned. Will the kids suffer the same fate we did? Phoebe's father asked. The Frizz laughed. Of course, they're mine too, aren't they? I wonder what they're talking about. We have to make sure she never does this again, Ralphie whispered to Keisha. We zoomed into the next room and discovered Miss Frizzle hadn't turned our parents into bats at all. She had simply shown them how it feels to be a bat by helping them hang upside down from a chandelier. We had to leave before Miss Frizzle spotted us. We swooped past the chandelier and didn't stop flying until we were safely outside. Ralphie looked embarrassed. I'm sorry, he said. I was wrong about the Frizz. She's not a vampire. She's just a really good teacher who gets wrapped up in her work. Then Ralphie did something amazing. He admitted he was wrong about bats too. All right, they're not vampires, he said. They're nocturnal animals that use echolocation to fly at night. They come out at night to feed on insects, not human blood. Ralphie turned to Keisha. Happy now? He asked her. I'll be there a second, Wheeler. You put your pencil box away. Keisha may be happy, but the bat news is we're still bats, Carlos joked. Thanks for reminding us, Carlos, Phoebe giggled. Beep, beep, the magic school bus flew by with Liz at the wheel. It stopped just long enough for us to fly on board. Before we knew it, we were transformed from bats back into kids. What do you know? It's our kids, Arnold's father said as he left the castle. Ralphie's mother looked him square in the eye. I know that guilty look, Ralphie, she said. What have you been up to? Miss Frizzle put her arm around Ralphie. Oh, I'm sure they were just hanging around, she answered with a smile. Right, Miss Frizzle, Ralphie agreed, and that's all. Instead of that's all, he said that's all. That's funny. All right, so that was our Magic School Bus book, Going Batty. Y'all are such good listeners. That was a long book, and you all listened so well. Okay, let's do some checking off on our schedule. I think we still need to check off science. Yeah. So we checked off science. Y'all did a great job with your bat craft. And now let's check off story time because we just read the Magic School Bus Going Batty book. Next on the schedule for the kids in the classroom is pack up and go home. So kids at home, you're already home. And y'all can have a nice long break. And then you can do some Spanish with Maestra this afternoon. All right, I had a nice day with you all. You did a lot of good work today. You should be very proud of yourself. Okay, let's say bye to everybody.
Bye.
And we will see you.
Bye.
And we will see you for show and tell tomorrow morning if you want to do show and tell tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
I'm out.